Alright, and today I'm removing the engine on a Ford F150 with a 5.4 liter engine, 3 valve. This is going to be part 1. This engine went bad, it doesn't have a compression at all. So let's go ahead and do it. No compression here on the passenger side, on the 4 cylinders. It lost compression all of a sudden like this. The compression was about 30 psi, and the owner of the vehicle has decided to replace the engine with a used one from the junkyard. So I'm hoping everything works out with the engine they bought. I'm going to be showing the engine in a second right there. You either can work here on top first, or you can go beneath to work on the transmission. And this is the engine here, right here, from the junkyard. I'm hoping this engine to come out good. Everything is broken here. They cut everything, so everything has to be removed. And we're gonna use basically same stuff from here basically. Disconnecting the battery here, 10mm nut on both terminals, and 8mm bolt here. And all you gotta do is pull out the bracket right there for the PCM connectors, and 10mm bolt, another one here, and another one here to take out the PCM. To take this connector out, just pull this red tab like this and pull it out. And I have 3 10mm bolts right there. That's a bracket for the PCM. Pull it out. I'm gonna drain the coolant here, and don't forget to put a bucket on the floor to catch the coolant. 19mm plug right there, plastic plug. The radiator plug here. Also this wire harness here that belongs to the alternator right there. I have to disconnect it from there because I have to bring all these cables, all these wires to this side here. 15mm bolt for this bracket. This is the power steering pump reservoir right there. Then this bracket here comes on this side here, and it's also bolted on the engine block. In this case it's not bolted anymore. I can feel that it's so loose, so that is good for me. 1, 2, and 3 8mm bolt. I gotta take them out in order to separate this bracket from the power steering pump reservoir here. And I was talking about this bolt here. Can't remember what size is it, 15 or 18, something like that. But this one is missing, so that was good for me. Because this is kind of pain in the neck to remove it. Removing all the connectors, just press on the tab and take them out. The pin, we just push it like this. If this is a quick disconnect, we just pull it out. And the same on the other side. Press on the tab here and take it out. This hose here. And we have a ground here, 13mm nut. If we follow this ground, it goes to the firewall right there. Camshaft position sensor connectors here. Press on the tab and pull them out. Oh. One on each side. And this is the connector for the throttle body right there. The tab of that connector is on the other side. So I'm gonna use this this plier here. This is a scissor. See, once you get it like this, it locks. These two hoses. This one you can pull it out like this. It was not that hard at all. And this one you have to press on this tab here, and it has another one beneath here, and you press both of them at the same time and pull it out. Yes. I'm gonna go ahead and take out the fan right now, the fan clutch, and I'm gonna be using this one is a 47mm wrench here. As you can see, you can insert a half drive ratchet here, and I'm gonna be locking it with this one here. This is a 54mm wrench, also for a half drive ratchet here. So I'm gonna go ahead and take it out. I'm gonna see if I can insert it this way, like this. That's how you insert it. You can see the wrenches are not interfering each other at all, right there. Oh, got it. And for the front shroud, a 10mm bolt, and these clips here, these ones are missing right there. and another 10mm bolt on the other side there, and then you pull it out together with the fan clutch, and that's all. And that is the routing of the belt right there. If someone needs to know the routing right there, once the radiator has been exposed, so it's better to take it out completely. You have more space and you don't take the chances to damage it when the engine is coming out. And let's pull out the belt here, half drive here, ratchet. Visually inspect the belt here after taking it out, and this one is in very good condition because it doesn't have any cuts like this and it's so clean. So this one will have to be reused again. And this is a lot here for this fuel pipe. Just try it out. This is the tool I'm going to be using, 5/8, you can see here. I'm going to insert the tool like this here, then put pressure, push it in like this, and then put the tool inside at the same time, and then at the same time pull it out. The alternator, 1, 2, 3, 4, 10mm bolt, another 10 here, and another 10 here. 11mm nut here for this connector. We're gonna go ahead and take it out. The intake manifold right now, and this one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10mm bolt for all around for the intake manifold. This intake manifold has some stuff attached to the rear, so always do things carefully when it comes to remove this intake manifold. And this is the water crossover, and it has an 8mm bolt right there, and another one here, as you can see right there. I'm gonna lift this up a little bit so you can see right there, and another one here, and the 10mm bolt right there that already came out. That holds both of them, this one and this one here. One thing that you can do is, before removing this intake manifold, blow it with air compressor all around, so because there is a lot of mess because of the design of the engine. But in this case I won't do anything like that, so this engine is garbage. So, and at this point I leave it here. I do not pull it out anymore because I have to check in the rear, because there is some stuff that is attached to the rear here of this intake manifold. The wire harness right there is this one here. It's this one. It's attached in the rear of the intake manifold. I gotta pull it out too. And if I put the intake manifold in that position like this, I come to the driver's side, and this is the nut sensor. It's right beneath right there. And this is the connector here on the rear. And this is the wire harness here. You follow the wire harness, and if you follow it, and this area here is attached to the intake manifold with a 10mm nut. You have to access the 10mm nut, very accessible at this point. Oops. And I have one more connector here. when you're pulling out this intake manifold, always pull it out little by little and check again until there is no resistance here. That means you have nothing attached to it anymore. This 10mm nut is the one that attaches the wire harness here. Those are the connectors that you disconnect. The two knock sensors right there. If you follow, that's the connector, and that's the connector for the knock sensor here. This one right there, and this one here is the one on top right there. The one on top, and this connector you see here, this is the big one. This is for the IMRC rod. This connector is for the O2 sensor. O2 sensor is down there. This is the connector here, and this wire harness is attached here with a 13mm nut, I believe. Cannot be seen. Not easy right there. It's a big mess right there. It looks so messy, but it is what it is. And that is the small bracket right there, as you can see, on the wire harness. That's where you unbolt the 10mm nut that is attached to the rear of the intake manifold. And take a quick look right there at the small hose, the one that looks like fitting. That one goes in the small tube in the rear of the intake manifold. This is where it goes, in the small in this small tube here. This pipe here is connected. Here is attached to the engine block here in the back. 13mm nut, and so on. Also, this wire harness is attached here too. And this one, this 13mm bolt on the side is holding, as I said, the wire harness right there. These are the quick disconnect here for these hoses, the heater hoses. And I already took out that one too. All you do is press on the tap. See? Let's see. Like this. And squeeze it and pull it out. Sometimes you have to fight a little bit. It took me about 5 minutes to take this one out. Those are the AC pipes. They are quick disconnect too. Quick disconnect types. That's the accumulator right there. Sometimes you can get away without removing the accumulator. You can remove the engine. Sometimes you can remove and put a little bit aside. But I'm gonna see how that works. But this one has to come out no matter what. If the AC compressor is charged with freon, you have to evacuate it with the machine. I have the machine, but I won't use it because this one is empty, doesn't have anything. And this one is coming to the AC compressor all the way down to the AC compressor. So still a lot of stuff here to remove. And I have the ratchet right there and the 13mm bolts. The bolts that connect the transmission and engine, but it's not coming out yet. So, and the next step here in this case is this pipe for the AC compressor. That's the accumulator right there. 13mm nut right there, and it comes here, and it's this one here, because it cannot be pulled out from the AC compressor because there is no space. And then I'm gonna be pulling this out too, not from the AC compressor, but that's the AC right there, the AC compressor. But I'm gonna be pulling it out from here. That's a 19mm wrench. I have it on the spot right there. And this one is 22mm wrench. So as you can see, you have to use two of them in order to pull out the AC pipe right there. As I said, it's this one here. And I have already loosened, as you can see it right there. Again, make sure there is no freon in the AC compressor, otherwise that's going to be a problem. And once you pull out this pipe, just visually inspect the O-ring, the thread and everything to make sure everything is fine. So in this case, everything is good. And we do exactly the same again. We can inspect it right there. Always do that. Inspect the O-ring, the thread to make sure everything is fine. And we're gonna cover the hole right there and the accumulator and keep it like that during the entire process of removing and installing the engine. I'm beneath the truck, and those are two 10mm bolts and one on top for the AC compressor. And this one doesn't want to come out. Okay, there it goes. Alright, I want to pull out the AC compressor to, this way, but this pipe here is under the ground here. This is a ground, it goes here, right there. It's a 10mm bolt right there. I'm gonna pull it out. And now we can have a better access to the wires here, as you can see. And that one, the one you see right there, that's for the crankshaft position sensor, 8mm bolt right there. And if you're gonna pull out the entire assembly here, the AC compressor with wires and everything, I mean not the wires, the wire gotta stay here, but I mean the pipes and everything, once you install it back, just make sure this pipe here, just follow it right there. It's this one here, it's this one, and it goes right there in the accumulator. Just make sure it goes under these wires here, see, under, not on top. This is the tab here. Press it and pull it out at the same time. This is for the crankshaft position sensor. It is kind of stuck there because of the O-ring, so I decided to pull it out from here, from the connector. But it's not a good idea to leave it right there because it might break when you bring the engine out. But I'm gonna leave it right there. Alright, and this is it for part 1. If you want to watch part 2, please. Thanks for watching and stay blessed.